If you quit investing after a year because nothing happened, this is going to hit you. Because the first stage of compounding is not growth, it's doubt. And if you don't understand that, you will quit right before it starts working. Let me tell you about Evan. He's not some Wall Street type. He's a hotel front desk agent working rotating shifts, clearing about $3,300 a month after taxes, lives with a roommate, drinks too much lobby coffee, tells himself he'll go hard on investing once life calms down. It never calms down. One year, he finally starts, opens a brokerage account, buys a broad index fund, sets up small monthly contributions. For 287 days, he stays consistent. And then he almost quits. Why? Because the number on the screen barely moved. The market dipped. His balance dropped below what he invested. It felt like shoveling snow during a blizzard. Effort in, nothing to show for it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people stop right there. Not because they're lazy, because the scoreboard is misleading. Your brain expects linear reward. Work, results. Effort, visible progress. Compounding doesn't work like that. It pays late. Evan realized something critical. When you track dollars in the early years, you're tracking noise. Markets swing daily, monthly, yearly. If you look at your account every week, you're not watching compounding, you're watching weather. So he stopped tracking the balance. He started tracking shares. If the price dropped, his account value went down, but his share count went up because he kept buying. Shares stacked, dollars fluctuated. That shift changed everything. What is the 843 rule? The 843 rule isn't a math formula. It's a timing framework for how compounding feels. Compounding tends to feel like 3 different lives. Years 1 to 8, you do most of the work. Years 9 to 12, you and your money work together. Years 13 to 15, your money does more work than you. The math is steady, but your experience changes dramatically. Most people quit in the first 8. That's the mistake. Years 1 to 8, the engine building phase. Evan committed to averaging about $250 a month. Some months were lower, some higher. The only non-negotiable rule was don't break the streak. After 1 year, roughly $3,000 invested. Nothing exciting. After 3 years, still nothing dramatic. This is where people start saying, I've been doing this for years and it's not changing my life. That statement feels logical. It's wrong. The first 8 years are not about getting rich. They're about building mass. The reason compounding feels slow is because returns are calculated on a small base. If you've got $5,000 invested and earn 8%, that's $400. Nobody changes their life over $400. But if you've got $100,000 invested and earn 8%, that's $8,000. That feels real. Same percentage, different mass. Compounding is a snowball, and most people quit while holding a snow cone. The psychological breakpoint. During a rough market year, Evan watched his balance drop below his total contributions. He was underwater. This is where most investors exit. Historically, the biggest damage to long-term returns doesn't come from market crashes. It comes from people selling during them. Studies from firms like Vanguard and Fidelity consistently show that missing just the best handful of recovery days over a couple decades can cut long-term returns drastically. The worst days and the best days often cluster close together. If you panic out during volatility, you often miss the rebound. Evan built a simple rule with his roommate. If he panic sold during a crash, he owed his roommate $50 on the spot. It sounds dumb. It worked. Quitting had a cost. Year 8, the shift. After a little over 7 years, Evan ran the numbers. Total contributions, roughly $21,000. Account balance, about $33,000. That means the market added around $12,000. For the first time, his money had contributed meaningfully. That's the handoff moment. You don't feel it daily. You see it in years. The 843 rule isn't a literal doubling on a schedule. It's a shift in who carries the load. In the beginning, you carry everything. Later, your money helps. Eventually, your money outpaces you. But only if you survive the early phase. Years 9 through 12. the team phase. This is where things start looking different. A strong month in the market might add more than your entire monthly contribution. Suddenly, the account grows in visible chunks. This is where a new danger shows up: overconfidence. Some people reach this stage and start stock picking aggressively. They chase trends. They think they've mastered the market. Most underperform because of it. Historically, broad index investing tied to the total U.S. market, or S&P 500, has outperformed the majority of active managers over long periods. It's boring. That's the point. Evans stayed boring. Same index fund, same monthly habit, same trigger. No hero trades. Around year 13, something changes psychologically. Growth becomes noticeable. Your annual returns may exceed your yearly contributions. In strong markets, they can dwarf them. This is the moment most people fantasize about. But here's the hard truth. This phase depends entirely on surviving the first 8. Quit in year 5, and you never see it. Compounding feels slow until it doesn't. The curve isn't a straight incline. It's exponential. At first it's flat, then it bends, then it accelerates. Exponential growth looks unimpressive early and dramatic late. That's math. The average American savings rate historically floats in the mid-single digits. Many households don't invest consistently at all. Large portions of working-age Americans have little to no retirement savings beyond Social Security projections. The real issue isn't access to the stock market. It's behavior. People stop during volatility, pause just for a while, withdraw early, chase trends, and restart repeatedly. Each reset kills momentum. Compounding requires uninterrupted time. That's it. Not perfection. Time. If you want this to work in real life, here's the framework. 1. Pick simplicity over excitement. Broad index funds exist for a reason. Diversified, low-cost, systematic exposure to thousands of companies. You don't need to predict winners. You need exposure and patience. 2. Use a life trigger, not payday. Attach investing to something physical and routine. Brushing your teeth, parking your car after work, closing your laptop, Sunday grocery run. Same trigger, same action. Behavior beats motivation. 3. Track shares, not emotions. In volatile markets, your balance can drop. Your share count doesn't if you keep buying. That's real progress. 4. Commit to 8 years minimum. Not emotionally, contractually with yourself. Don't evaluate compounding at 18 months. That's like judging a movie after the opening credits.
The real lesson.
Compounding isn't exciting. It's stubborn. It rewards consistency long after boredom sets in. The first years feel insignificant because growth hasn't had room to expand. That doesn't mean it's not working. It means it's building. Most people think compounding is about high returns. It's not. It's about duration. The market historically trends upward over long multi-decade periods, but that long-term data only benefits people who stay invested long-term. If you leave, you reset the clock. Evan didn't get rich overnight. He built something far more valuable first. He built discipline. And once his money gained enough weight, it started carrying him instead of the other way around. Compounding doesn't entertain you in the beginning. It tests you. It asks, will you stay when it's boring? Will you stay when it dips? Will you stay when nobody notices? Because if you do, the math eventually takes over. The slow part isn't broken. The slow part is the design. Protect the early years. Guard the streak. Stay long enough to reach the bend. That's the 843 rule.